Welcome back to the channel. This is Astrolyszics, and I am here. Hopefully the construction will not continue until I'm done, but FYI, if you hear all kinds of construction kind of sounds, you have been forewarned. So, Mars just ingressed or went into Cancer, and what all that means. It was in Gemini for 7 months between the retrograde and all of this, and then it was in the shadow. So literally last week, Mars moved into Cancer, and I think I'm gonna do another pick a card reading just so you have an idea of what the vibes will be for the next don't quote me on that, but it's minimum a month and some change, or 2 months. I would suggest you definitely look it up just to make sure. But it just changes the vibe around well, for somebody that's the 9 of Wands reverse, so unburden yourself. But it changes the vibe around how we make things happen for ourselves. But I'll also think of being mindful of passive aggressiveness, taking things personally, and don't bottle up your emotions. This is not a season for bottling up of emotions, and so that is what I will say to y'all. I'm gonna split up the deck into 3, and that's how I'm gonna get my pick of cards, making sure it's just one. Should have brought one more crystal, but we got what we got. Other things about Mars in Cancer. I'd also say hydrate a lot, more than usual. I've noticed that I have been thirsty, so hydrate for sure. And how about refocusing our movement on self-care and wellness and nurturing versus, movement for the sake of the movement or what have you. So maybe also being more intentional with your passions and where they lie, and take that with wherever that hits, wherever it applies. So we have our 3 cards. I'm going to do card 1. We'll have this really nice quartz situation here. I'll put the selenite plate on number 2, and then I'll put our good old green aventurine hands thing right here. So this is the moment that you make your decision. 1, 2, and 3. I'm still figuring out how to get the view better. Right here. This is better. Sorry, I know that is a little bit chaotic, but we're growing and learning. So, and this deck is actually sold out, but it is the Cosmic Visions Tarot. It would probably just be by a pre-order if you're interested in that. It does come from Australia, so it does take about a week and change to get it. But if you are interested, definitely holla at your girl. I'll put the links in there. And let's get to the pick a card reading again. Make sure that you take a breath, focus on your intention, and pick one, or sometimes you can pick more than one because they might hit for different things. So let's get it popping. So I'll move these over. For those who chose card 1, moving over. I'm going to use another deck to just break it down further. I'm going to use my 4 a.m. views deck, which is this one, just to add some insight to things. All right. I don't even know what's under here. So we have the Daughter of Cups. So that's kind of like our Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite. Just look how pretty that is. So we have, this might even hit for like people who have water signs or Mars and Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Definitely, especially giving Pisces vibes. And I'm just obsessed. All right. So we have the Daughter of Cups here. And what I would say is take this time to refill your cup. I know that's very obvious, but to make sure that you are not the only source of filling other people's cup, but that you are getting equal energy exchanges, but knowing also that you are the source, right, of your emotional well-being. Just like things that make you feel at peace and good. Protect your cup as well. So be mindful of, you know, one of those fish that we just saw versus two, right? As you give, you must receive, and not in a I'm doing things just to do them, but in a way of like, don't overextend yourself and burn yourself out because you're not pouring back into yourself or being poured into. So we got the Seven of Cups. Give me two more cards, y'all. Just want to jump out. Okay. Actually just did a reading and the Temperance card came out too, so something about you are the source really speaks to me. One more card, please. Oh, it's this one. Okay, so I love this. So this might also be for Aquarius signs, just because I've seen this more than once for some of my readings that I've done, like personal readings. So Seven of Cups is being mindful of seeing what's not there. Seeing what's not there, or wanting, I heard greedy, so like also either overexerting yourself, wanting too many cups in your fountain. It can overflow, but like it could flood too. And choosing wisely. So when it comes to, maybe you have different suitors that are trying to get at you and you're like, which one do I choose? Or maybe I want all of them. Be very mindful, especially with Saturn and Pisces, like be very intentional with how you move emotionally. And the only way out is through. But not every quantity is not better than quality. So be careful of choosing things or not having boundaries, or I also heard, because Mars can correlate with passion and sexuality, not fully, but you know, spur of the moment, heated things. And so protection, also use protection, especially if you're going to be with multiple partners. Make sure people are testing themselves and showing their results. And I even saw online, like, making sure that the results are real. So there might be some weirdness in the background. Double check with your intuition and get the receipts before you make a decision. So that is that. And Temperance, you literally are the source of whatever you're looking for. You are the frequency. So the Temperance has everything that Temperance needs to make things happen. They already are the magic. They're the fire. They're all of the elements. And so you don't need to look outside of yourself to make things happen. make, especially for anyone with like analysis paralysis, the best thing about Aries season, Mars, is just do it, literally, right? And figure out your game plan along the way. Because you can't lose as the energy of the Temperance. It doesn't mean you have to choose everything at once. You can be selective and still be abundant. And when you are, you find the treasure because you are the frequency. So the Six of Fire, aka the Six of Wands, is literally like a mini chariot. And so you will find success if you don't do the absolute most. Or just choose any random person without like feeling it out in your body. So definitely tune into the body. And that's what I got for y'all. Thank you. That was for card number 1, the Daughter of Cups. All right. Next, we have, oh, and the other thing about this before, this is the Master Healer, which I think also embodies the Temperance. And so I would look into like clear quartz clusters and all of that jazz so that you can maybe get additional insight when it comes to crystals, because the Master Healer is here to, it absorbs, but it also replenishes you from top to bottom energetically and aura wise. And it also means you might be embarking on something new where you need spiritual reinforcement. So that's what I got from that one. Selenite. This is the second one. I'm going to start with the crystal first since I did it in the back end. So for card number 2, Selenite is perfect for ongoing cleansing of everything energetically. So that's why I really love selenite. It's great to just have with you wherever you are going, especially when you're around a lot of people. If you struggle with energetic boundaries, empaths, things like that. And it clears out your crystals and your decks. So just so you know what that's all about. It's salt, so it's like an ongoing filter. Okay, just want to make sure I picked this up correctly. So we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So this is what it looks like in the upright, but this is the Mother of Swords in the reverse. And so let's talk about it. There's a crow here, the sword, the circle that kind of gives the vibes of the sun. Homegirl is naked and she's in the reverse. So like, what's up with boundaries is what I like to think of. Are your boundaries a wall, or are they squishy so that you can bring in what you desire, but with parameters? I'd also say to those who are embarking on spiritual work, and you're maybe fairly new, figuring out what your spiritual boundaries are. There is the crow, so there's the intuition as well as, I would say, ancestral support, but you're not tapping into any of these. Ooh, here we go. And I got the Hermit, so that fell into my lap. I'm just going to grab that one because that's what I saw. All right, friends. All right, card 2 friends. I think the best thing is, we need one more card. Something flipped over. Oh, here it is. Oh, geez. So it's giving stagnancy, friends. I'm going to put that right here because that is the overall energy. So Spirit is trying to talk to y'all. Literally 3 of Cups and the Wheel in reverse. So Spirit is trying to talk to y'all, but also like your community is trying to support you or wants to. If you are going through it, I'll definitely check my last pick a card because there was a message for y'all But if you are going through hardship, this is a time that you allow people to pour into you versus isolating yourself. This is not a season of isolation. And what is the wheels always turn. So it's not permanent. It is a season. And so a lot of so Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is actually a really abundant card. It's just really interesting that like the lightning is there and all of these things. So like, have you been living lately? Is what I'll say. So Seven of Pentacles, like you're working, and then the other part is I got it. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles is like you're putting in the work. Eight of Pentacles, you're reaping what you sow, right? And so yeah, that's like a little paintbrush kind of wand thing, and then the bags. So that lightning though gives me tower energy, and that's where I was like, I don't know what's going on here. But do not be so focused on the work that you disconnect from yourself and your boundaries. Just because you got it don't mean you gotta always do it for other people. Have it all the time together. Like, enjoy your wins. Celebrate your wins, but also allow people to pour into you and celebrate you, right? Because sometimes you move so quickly and okay, I got the bag, but I'm gonna get the next bag and we're gonna figure this other thing out and we're gonna do so celebrate, enjoy, allow it to change you for the better, but not in an isolating way. Yeah. Okay. And so we also have the Hermit, which is also go in and take time for yourself. To sit, to maybe rethink some of your goals, or to just sit back and be like, wow, look at what I have done and look what I am capable of. This is how we move forward. Usually the Hermit is the wise one. After they have walked through the tunnel, I was like the shadow of the valley of death or something like that. They emerge in light. So maybe you've had your head down putting in work, and now the bag is coming through and you're like, all right, it's time to go back into the shop and keep working. Just remember to like come out and have fun from time to time. Sometimes we focus so hard on working that we throw ourselves off and we disconnect from our knowing because we're being too worldly sometimes. It sounds so funny the way that that's worded, but you create your reality and you know that. There will be moments that it's you, it's like you against the world, but not exactly. Just don't overextend yourself is what I keep getting, and allow yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor with the homies. But the homies that you know are the pourers and the givers, and you doing the same. And also Pentacles is values. So I know I got a whole bunch of different messages, but take what resonates. And then we have the Hanged Man, which is so interesting because like you are getting your just due. You're going into, maybe going back to the whiteboard or whatever, and seeing what else you can find within yourself. And then we have the Hermit in reverse. The Hanged Man in reverse, which most times is a perspective shift. Don't be so focused that you stay stagnant and you stop giving a fuck about what is possible and working with people and different things. So don't get caught up because it will keep you in a box. I want to clarify one more card. Nine of Cups. All right. So back with the Hanged Man, 9 of Cups. Feel your way to your wish fulfillment. It's not always the results, but also what your inner guide is trying to say. Because what can happen is you'll be stuck here, which is the 10 of Swords. And so you don't want to do that, friends. 10 of Swords is all kinds of hardships. Usually these are all swords trying to get at you, and you are more than what you produce, is what I'd like to say. So that was that. That was, it took us a while to get there, but we got there. So that is card 2, and we are going to card 3. Moving my little selenite over here, and so we have Green Aventurine. So Green Aventurine is for heart healing, it is for abundance, but it's also self-compassion. The Chariot, but it came up in reverse. So this is the Chariot in the upright, which is pretty dope. Wow. I don't think I've ever pulled this one before. And the Chariot is like all the winds are coming in. So it might be delayed gratification, but gratification is still coming in. So let's see what, oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. It's like, if these are the same cards I just had, then I don't want them. Okay. This is interesting. Alrighty. So the Chariot is winds. It's boisterous winds. It's loud. Everybody can see them, you know, like big deals, right? Or like book deals, new shows, whatever. But it's delayed because it's in the reverse. But also maybe don't overly focus on how your winds will come in. It might look differently than what you thought it would be. So, but it doesn't mean that it's not a win. Then we get the smaller version, right, of the Chariot, and it's the 6 of Wands. So as you go through your adventure of life and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, you're still going to have wins. They just may not be, you know, announced on, I don't know, publications, national TV, whatever it is. But these are still wins. Value them. And they might last longer as well. Because there's diamonds on this. Okay, diamonds. Followed by the Queen of Air, which is our Queen of Swords. The Queen is sitting pretty. Sitting pretty, okay? You know what that means? You know what you need. You know what your thoughts are, what your plans are. Maybe you're figuring out how to execute things, but you know when the time is right, and you know when it's not in alignment. Do not force the thing, because then you might just get lost up in the clouds. As well as like analysis paralysis, you know when it's time. You know what's right. If it's not a hell yes resounding through your mind, body, and soul, then you know that that's not for you. Don't do things out of desperation either, because royalty is not desperate. At least not in this card. Followed by the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, you'll know when it's go time. That's literally what it is. Like, you're going to get the opportunity to head to that mountain and check what's in there and do all of these things. It's coming. Maybe not tomorrow, but it's coming. It's on the way. Everything that you have been working on, trying to do, is going to pull up. Have fun along the way. Allow life to surprise you pleasantly. Wow, that is the fastest reading that I had, but I don't think it gets clearer than that. Y'all winning. It just might not look exactly like what you're looking for, but it's gonna feel really, really good. And so that is what I have for you for Mars in Cancer. I don't exactly have when it moves into the next sign. I think it's gonna go to Taurus after. Don't quote me. Check your astrologers out. I haven't researched the things, but I wanted to give you a little bit of energy since Mars just moved into Cancer and it has been sitting in Gemini forever. I'm kind of happy about this as well. And there's gonna be trines and things, so there's gonna be pleasant transits with it. Collectively, you do have to check your own chart to see where it is. If you would like a reading, feel free to hit me up, and that is like looking at your natal chart or a tarot reading. So we also have all of these crystals available at my shop, which is Astrolyszics.com. Just hit the comments, and that's what I got for you. Stay tuned for the Pluto in Aquarius reading. That's going to last 19 years. So that will be a timeless reading because it lasts hella longer. But it is an interesting phenomena that I think needs its own reading by element. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.